Okay, I thought I'd do this video kind of showing what I think like the bare minimum a modern Minuteman should have as far as gear goes. So obviously, a rifle, you're going to want a rifle. Any modern semi-automatic rifle will work. Obviously the AR is the most popular and the most available. If you like an AK or whatever you like, it doesn't really matter. But my choice is the AR-15, and I like to keep things really simple. So, like right here, I just got a 16-inch carbine. Got a red dot. I've just got a simple 2-point adjustable sling. You want to make sure you get a pretty decent sling if you're going to get an adjustable sling. Because some of the cheaper ones, the little the little slider there, it doesn't work real great. So, you want to get a pretty decent quality sling. The cheapest one you can get that's still pretty good quality. So, and backup sights are very important in my opinion. And this one has the fixed front sight post. That's what I prefer. So, just a basic general purpose rifle. Good this is a 16-inch carbine, so I think that's pretty good all around general purpose rifle. Now, like in the video showing my truck loadout for like a truck gun or a home defense gun, I do like a 10.5 or 11.5, but I think the average person, if you just want to get one rifle, a good 16-inch carbine is hard to beat. It's just, it'll do a lot of things for you. I just got a simple red dot here, but you could add magnification, like a magnifier or even an LPVO. But I think a good red dot is just a good, that'll get you out to 200 yards, even further if you practice enough. But 1 to 200 yards, a red dot is all you really need. So this is what I would choose, obviously just a good carbine for the modern Minuteman. This is my choice. So obviously if you're carrying a rifle, you're going to have some way to carry ammo. Now, you could go like right here. I just have my little micro rig, just a little simple. It's simple, but you carry 3 spare mags on it. So you got 3 plus 1 in the gun. So you got 4 30-round mags. That's pretty decent. And you also want to carry some kind of a little pack because you're going to want water, food, warming layers, rain gear, whatever you need to carry. You're going to have something to carry it in. So, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like right here is just a little cheap pack from Walmart, and I've been using this a lot lately. And for the money, it's pretty good so far. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to last as long as more expensive packs, but just a good. You can go whatever you want to do. You could spend more money, spend less, whatever. But for a guy starting out that just wants to put together a simple Minuteman kit, you got your pack. Fairly inexpensive. I've got this micro rig, which this wasn't very expensive at all. It's just a Krydex micro rig. And if you choose to carry a handgun, you can, if you're already carrying it every day, inside the waistband, and you need to throw this stuff on, you can throw all this on and still have your handgun. But you can also get something like this little universal drop leg holster. Not the greatest, but it'll fit any full-size handgun, and it'll get the job done. I don't necessarily think, like in the Minuteman role, if you're carrying a rifle, I don't think you necessarily need a handgun, at least quick access. But you could keep it in the pack or whatever. But if you choose to carry one, you could get something like this drop leg holster, and like Condor makes them. And they're fairly inexpensive. This is some knockoff Condor. I don't even think it's I don't know what it is. Something I got off Amazon, and I've had it for a few years, and it's what I normally take with me when I go deer hunting. And I've carried it a lot, so for the price, it's actually pretty good. So you've got your rifle, you've got some kind of a chest rig, you got your pack, and then a handgun if you choose to carry one. And to me, that is this is real basic. This is just an inexpensive basic kit that'll get you going. You can always upgrade later, like if you want to get body armor, night vision, get into all that, you upgrade later. But to just get you started, the Chicom chest rigs, very inexpensive. That would work. Also, if you like the old Alice gear, which I love the old Alice gear, or I love any of that kind of web gear, that's what I prefer. You could find Alice gear pretty cheap. I mean, it's not as cheap as it used to be, but you could also build a modern version. I think I did show this in one of my other videos, but all this is just a modern version of the Alice gear. And all these, except for the butt pack, it's all military surplus pouches. So I bought them off eBay or wherever I could find them. Well, the shoulder strap is Condor, the H harness, and that's pretty inexpensive. So you got yourself a pretty good high quality kit for not a whole lot of money. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get going. I mean, just the basics, and you can always, if you want, you get you a cheap chest rig, and later you decide you want to get body armor. Well, you can save up and get the body armor, or you can get the night vision, But to be prepared and just to be a modern Minuteman, you don't have to spend a lot of money going into it. And, I think none of us, well, most of us, aren't operators. So we don't need all this high-speed, fancy gear. We just need the basics. In case something was to happen, we could grab it and we'd be ready. So that's kind of my philosophy, Most of my gear is fairly inexpensive. Like, I don't really have any high-end gear. You can get good quality, but you don't have to pay a premium price. Like the rifle. This rifle here is a Ruger, which used to be fairly inexpensive. Now they've went up quite a bit in price. I've had this one for several years. I think I got this for like $600, and now they're probably somewhere around $800. But PSA, Palmetto State Armory. I've got a little 10.5-inch PSA. My brother has a couple PSA rifles. I think if you just want a good rifle, Palmetto State Armory is probably your best bet. They make really good quality stuff that works for an affordable price for the average everyday guy. And most of us are just average everyday guys. We don't have the money to go blow on a Daniel Defense, or I'd rather have a couple $500-$600 rifles, 2-3 of those, than one $1,500 rifle. So this is basically, like, in my opinion, what every modern Minuteman should have. You know, you got your rifle, a chest rig, your pack, and that's about it, you know, just for the basics as far as gear goes. Now, what kind of gear you should carry inside your pack and all that, I mean, there's a few standard things that I would say, but it obviously depends on your situation, your environment, you know, where you live. But as far as like some standard things, like in my web gear, what I keep in my butt pack, or what I would keep in this little day pack, you know, water, ammunition, and medical is probably the most important things. And then from there, you could add, you know, socks, an extra pair of socks, depending on how long you might be out there, 1 or 2 pairs, whatever. Socks and foot powder are obviously real important. And I think you should have a poncho. You may also carry a Gore-Tex top or some kind of rain jacket, but I think a poncho should definitely be in your kit because you can use it for a poncho is so useful. I mean, it can be used for all kinds of things. So like in my 24-hour pack that I showed you in my other video, you know, I keep a poncho liner. So like if I have this in my web gear, I've got a poncho liner, and you know, for like a 24-hour patrol, or even like a 24-hour, you're setting up an OP, you're not going to be doing much sleeping, so you don't need a whole lot. You dress appropriately, and you know, you wear the right things depending on your weather conditions. A poncho and a poncho liner, you know, for the most part, that's about all you would need. You're not, obviously not camping, you're not going to be real comfortable, but so a poncho liner, it's a couple of things that I think are essential. Now, you definitely want to have food, depending on how long you're going to be out there. But for, say, 1 to 3 days, you don't need a whole lot of food. You know, like Cliff Bars, energy bars, stuff that you don't really have to heat up, I think is probably the best way to go. MREs. And like as far as what to keep in your pockets, because basically the way, like how I've, you know, anybody that knows what they're talking about, and guys that are in the military and have been, you know, your pockets is basically what you keep your survival things on. You know, you keep all your survival items in your pocket, so you survive out of your pockets. And on your fighting gear, you know, water, ammunition, and medical gear, that's the most important things to have on your fighting gear. And, you know, in your rucksack or your day pack or whatever, that's where you carry any other mission essential items or other items. So I think you should have a pocket knife in your pocket, 1 or 2 ways to start a fire, and like I kind of have them spread loaded. I have fire starting kits in all my, you know, in all my gear. I have it all spread loaded, but I always keep a pocket knife. You know, I went through my pocket kit in the other video too, but just things like that, and I think are essential for the modern Minuteman. And that's, in my opinion, you know, this is pretty, to get you started, this is about all you need. Like I said, though, you always want to upgrade. Like, you know, I don't have body armor at the moment, and that's something I'm working on. I don't have night vision, but you know, I'm fairly new to this whole Minuteman thing and being prepared, and so, you know, this is all a learning thing for me. too. But you know, I think I have put together a pretty good basic kit for just the average guy. And but like I said, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Just have the basics and go from there. So, but as of right now, this is all I have, and I'm sure I'll be back with another video soon. So I'll see you guys later. I'm out.